The saga of the tree sitters at UC Berkeley, this is continuing. Crews were cutting back tree limbs again today, although 4 protesters refused to budge. A court decision apparently does give the school the green light to begin building a new sports facility. That, of course, is what the tree sitters are protesting. KRON 4's Jonathan Bloom joins us live. Are they actually beginning to cut down the trees? What are they doing, Jonathan?
Well, Catherine, what they're doing is they're cutting limbs. In fact, this could be the final showdown, but the early stages of it in this battle that's lasted more than a year and a half between the two sides. If you look up here, you can see very clearly there are still people living in those trees. In fact, there are 4 of them in that redwood tree. But down towards the bottom of the tree, you can see there are places where contractors have begun cutting limbs off of that tree. In fact, they've cut limbs from all of the oak trees surrounding it, and they're now beginning to cut on that redwood tree itself. And earlier today, that led to some very dramatic video. What you're looking at is actually some video of what looks sort of like a futuristic jousting match 100 feet in the air. The arborists were armed with these long electric trimmers, sometimes called pole saws, and the tree sitters were fighting back with big branches. It's the most dangerous confrontation we've seen between the two sides in this battle, and protesters on the ground have told us they're extremely frightened. But the university contends it had no other choice.
The university is yet again endangering the tree sitters' lives, and I mean, I don't know how many times I can say that it's totally unacceptable to endanger someone's life for raising their voice out against something that they disagree with.
We're willing to be flexible, but all we've gotten so far is a all or nothing response, meaning they have said short of a written commitment from the university to protect these trees in perpetuity, they would not come down.
For now, you can see in this live picture, those tree sitters are still up there and they don't seem to be making any move to climb down. Now, the arborists are also down on the ground starting to feed the limbs that they cut earlier today through a wood chipper right there on the site. And this is what the university says the first phase of actual construction. Late yesterday afternoon, the appeals court handed down that decision after 4 o'clock, and the university reads that interprets that decision to mean that it can start construction in earnest whenever it wants. And so this is the first phase, cutting limbs and chipping them on the ground. The second phase will be starting to cut little bushes and shrubs that are closer to the ground, and then finally they'll bring in the equipment to actually take down those oak trees and grind them up right here on the site, according to a university spokesman. Now, the appeals court is still hearing the case, but they've said that they're hearing it without any sort of injunction, without any sort of stay, and the university can go ahead and start what it's doing despite the appeals court's decision to hear the petitioner's appeal. So now the university actually has said that they're hoping the tree sitters change their minds and they come down within the next 2 weeks before fans return to Memorial Stadium for another home football game. Live in Berkeley, Jonathan Bloom, KRON 4 News.
Hey, Jonathan, it's Catherine. I just wanted to ask you quickly, are the tree sitters, they are all in one tree now, is that right?
That's right. There are 4 of them, and they've all been in the same tree since sometime in June when the university started tightening the restrictions and the security around the trees. In fact, they're trying to protect the oak trees, but the tree they're actually in is a redwood tree. And university spokespeople say, in fact, that redwood tree was slated to be taken down anyway because they say that it's sick and it's in danger of falling over on its own.
All right, thanks very much, Jonathan Bloom.